What is the fourth industrial revolution? Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Future in 5. My name is Jacob Morgan. This is where I share my thoughts, ideas, and commentary on the future of work in 5 minutes or less. Before we get to this week's topic, again, a big thanks to the folks over at Prism that are making this episode possible. Prism is spelled P-R-Y-S-M, and they're doing some really amazing things around designing visual workspaces where employees can communicate and collaborate across various types of screens, whether it be an iPhone, a tablet, or a giant screen that you have hanging on your wall. It's really something that I think we're going to see much more of in the future. I mean, the concepts and the ideas that these guys are coming up with really look very futuristic. So if you're interested in that stuff, check them out, prism.com, P-R-Y-S-M. So back to this week's topic, which is, what is the fourth industrial revolution? So the first industrial revolution is oftentimes characterized by steam and water power. Second industrial revolution characterized by the introduction of electricity to be able to mass produce things. Third industrial revolution is characterized as the digitization, as the introduction of the internet, of the web, of digital everything. And the fourth industrial revolution is something that we heard or hear about now quite a bit, thanks to a discussion that happened at the World Economic Forum a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it's been a month ago now. It's been a topic of discussion. I think I even heard about it over the last 1, 2, 3 years. But the discussion really gained a lot of momentum over what's happening at the World Economic Forum that just finished. It was a big topic of debate, or big topic of discussion. So what exactly is the fourth industrial revolution? Well, if you were to think of the third industrial revolution as the digitization of the introduction of the internet, of connecting people and things, the fourth industrial revolution is this concept of pretty much blurring the real world with the technological world, of blurring our human bodies with technology, of blurring our senses with technology. It's really this coming together of the physical and the technological. A couple examples. Virtual reality. So imagine taking a vacation by putting on a headset and being transported to some other part of the world, or being able to play video games with virtual reality. Imagine having nanobots introduced into your bloodstream that can cure you from whatever is ailing you. Robots that are taking jobs away from humans, so robots that are now actually working in factories. 3D printing limbs or 3D printing things that you need around the house. So all these different types of things, this blurring of technology, this blurring of the real world that we live in, is what is being called the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we don't know what the overall impact of this is going to have, over the next 5, 10, 15 plus years. That's something that we are kind of learning and understanding as we go through it. But it's a really fascinating concept, a fascinating world that we're starting to approach, where we see things like IBM Watson that is able to help diagnose patients if you're a doctor, is able to come up with all these recipes for you. It's able to actually engage and communicate with you. We have things like Amazon Echo that is able to voice command and voice control a lot of the things that you need to get done in your house, whether you want to look at the weather or read the weather or hear the weather, or whether you want to control the lighting. The Internet of Things, right? Imagine, jet engines that are now able to communicate with people on the ground and diagnose issues and problems before airplanes even land. Or imagine having your alarm clock communicate with your coffee maker, which communicates with your car. Wearable devices like the one I have on my wrist. So it's really this blurring, this I don't want to even call it an introduction. It's more like a wave of technology crashing into our personal lives and into our work lives. That is the fourth industrial revolution, this big wave that we are all sitting on top of that's getting ready to break and just toss us all out into the ocean. That's the fourth industrial revolution. And so that is what a lot of organizations are trying to figure out. What does that mean for jobs? What does that mean for human capital, for talent? What does that mean for how we work? What does that mean for everything? How we live, how we communicate, how we travel, how we purchase products, how we educate, how we teach. All these different types of things, even how we live, right? We can self-diagnose ourselves. The tricorder from Star Trek is potentially going to become a reality at some point. There are apps now where we can diagnose our blood pressure. I mean, we're really starting to live in and approach this new crazy world where technology is fusing together with us as people to really shape every aspect of life, including how we live and how we work. That is the fourth industrial revolution. That is the world that we are now approaching, the one that we are now going through. And that is also the one that is leaving us with the most amount of questions. What is this going to look like? What impact is it going to have? What is that going to mean for us as people? What is it going to mean for jobs? Are robots going to take over the world? All these different types of things, and even much more than that. Just barely touching the tip of the iceberg here. But all these different types of things are what we have to think about, not just as organizations, but as individuals, as people ourselves. So that's the fourth industrial revolution, the blurring of the physical, the blurring of the digital, the blurring of connected, the blurring of biological sciences, of material sciences, of everything just coming together, and technology and people kind of becoming like one. So that is my rant on the fourth industrial revolution. It's a very fascinating time for us to be alive, and a very fascinating time for us to be in the field of business, and time will tell. Right? We're only going to know what's going to happen as we progress through it, and a lot of our questions will be answered. Curious to hear what you think. If you have a different definition, if you have anything you want to add to this, leave me a comment below. If you want to subscribe to the newsletter, I now have a new way you can do that. Simply take out your phone and text the word future to the number 44222. Again, that's the word future, and text it to the number 44222. You can always email me, jacob@thefutureorganization.com. I'm on Twitter @JacobM. And if you're ever interested in sponsoring and teaming up on a month of content that reaches tens of thousands of people every month, you can email me, as I mentioned, jacob@thefutureorganization.com. That's it for me for this week's episode of The Future in 5 on the fourth industrial revolution. I will see you next week. And in the meantime, let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Hey! Are you interested in the future of work? If so, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get all the latest content on the future of work and stay up to date on all the latest trends and happenings. Not to mention, you will make me very, very happy. Make sure to subscribe.